Hey everyone, welcome to the 2023 Shedhorn Skimo course overview. Got Joe Reese, race director, and we have Noah from Big Sky Ski Patrol. Noah's going to go over a little bit what the course is, how's it looking like this year, and everything he's seen up at Big Sky this past year, and kind of what everyone's in store for the race. So without further ado, Noah, take it over.
Hello. Thanks for joining. And yeah, this is the 2023 Shedhorn Skimo, and the course this year to date is looking really good. Some of the best coverage I've seen since I began at Big Sky. And for the most part, the course has remained unchanged. Got a couple different slight changes to the course because we got really good coverage. And then, as usual, the overall ascent and descents will be determined upon day of conditions, avalanche control, avalanche conditions of the day. So yeah, we'll just start out with the start. The start is pretty much where it's always been, but for folks who haven't visited Big Sky before, just make sure to locate the Swift Current 6 chairlift, and there's a long magic carpet encased by a blue tube. It's actually almost buried this year, so you'll still be able to find it. But yeah, so start is going to be just uphill there, and we've got the start finish area is going to be the same. So you'll see us milling about in the base area there, setting things up. So locate that, and that'll be the start finish area for both the Shedhorn and the Pronghorn races.
And once again, 8 a.m. start. This is weather dependent. Obviously, if there is snow or if there's wind or we got to do a little wind hold, don't just bail, but be there. So 8 a.m. start on Saturday. And so keep on going.
Yeah, so the beginning, we try to mark this course, or we do mark this course for folks who have never been to Big Sky. So heavily flagged, heavily marked. We got a lot of enthusiastic folks working the course. So we've never really lost anybody on the course, and this year won't be any different. So starting out at the beginning, we're going to be on it's a road, so it's groomed for the first few miles. Eventually you'll go through in subalpine, some forest, and eventually make your way to the top of the Swift Current chairlift. And you'll notice here it's going to go underneath the big chair barn, and it's going to cross a road and eventually make your way up into the subalpine terrain. This right now is currently kind of where the cursor there is, mostly snow. So we'll either go on that green line there or left. Conditions change pretty abruptly overnight, so that can either be skinning or boot packing. However, where that green yellow line meet, that is a mandatory crampon boot pack area. So that might happen a little sooner, a couple hundred feet sooner, or it might be right there. But just know that you'll eventually be mandatory crampons. You'll be on a knife edge ridge, and that'll take you all the way to the summit. It kind of there is a point on the ridge where it is knife edge, and then it'll get a little broad and kind of trend towards that southeastern aspect of the run, labeled marks on the trail map. That'll take you to the summit. Once you reach the summit, that is the place where we're going to have we'll have one aid station there. You'll pass through it twice. And at that aid station, as well as there'll be a 1 minute mandatory hold. That 1 minute mandatory hold just is a place to stop, because your first descent is going to be down the big this northeast facing couloir, and we don't want any wrecks in there. That area historically, or not even historically, but day to day during our operations, we allow that's a sign out area, and where we have people ski one at a time through there. Everybody in the race, that's you can pass people. There'll be guarantee you there'll be more than one person there at any given time. But just it is pretty steep at the top. So we just want everybody to take their time at the start there and head towards the big couloir. We're gonna have folks staffed up there managing the aid station and the 1 minute hold. So you'll make your way down the big couloir, and what you're aiming for, you're gonna see the tram base, but you're heading lookers left of the tram base, and you will be ascending one of the chutes along the A to Z Headwaters Ridge. The race in the past, we've gone up. This is where the first change is. We're not going up the chute we normally go up. We're going up the chute 10 chutes to the climber's left of the normal chute we go up. For those of you who do ski around Big Sky, it's known as Castle Rock, Castle with a K, so Castle Chute. So we'll be ascending that again. It'll be a descent to a short skin track to a mandatory boot pack. So skins on your skis to a boot pack.
Sweet.
I think we got a couple shots highlighting that. Next one down. There you go. You can kind of see that first descent, and then that's about where you transition to skinning. Next slide kind of shows the looking up at it, and you're going to stay on this feature. It's a rock glacier. It's pretty very noticeable. So yeah, there you go. Coming down the chute, the big couloir, heading across the moraine there, terminal moraine, and you're going to start skinning up to where you're going to find a boot pack till you get to the ridge. There's another view of it there.
So this is about 3/4 of the way down the chute. But then you'll, kind of can start to point it or plan about pointing it. So traditionally we've gone out to the second, yellow, second red line out here. But as Noah said, with the snow, we're going to make a hard left and lookers left and make your way up here. And what you're looking at here in the far screen is the third boot pack back up. And this is a good point, Noah, to talk about the pronghorn folks. Where are they going?
Everybody's going the same route so far. So we haven't split the course yet. We used to split it going down the headwaters ski runs, but we've decided just to eliminate confusion and race course crossing. So far, both races are going the same, up the same chute. So no split as of yet.
So that here we are, that second boot pack. As you're coming up, you're kind of reaching this ridge, going out, shorter boot than ever before to that long descent. Both folks are staying together at this moment.
Yep. And then, so that's first or second fork, depending on what's skiing the best. I heard right now first fork is, that could change, but it's one first or second fork of the Three Forks region going down through what's known as the elbow. It's a feature instead of going fall line. Fall line right now is a little cliff, so we're gonna kind of juke to the skier's left, going down through the elbow, and you're gonna go down to almost just past tree line, and to where it's gonna kind of an abrupt stop because you're gonna be traversing across the entire Stillwater Bowl. You do not go down to the road. So if you've gone down to the road, you got a little bit of work to do. So make sure you're not going down to Stillwater Road. You're staying high above Stillwater Road, traversing across all the public skiing, keeping in mind that during the entire race, with the exception of the start, skiing opens to the public at 9. So all this terrain is going to be open to public. We do close the couloir and this one line coming down the headwaters to prevent just interaction with the public there. But throughout the rest of the course, it's up to you to not have any interaction with the public. Negative interaction, that is.
So here's those two lines as Noah was talking about. You got your A and your B. There's a lot more snow this year, and then there's that kind of traverse that you're doing. So if you're following the public will go down further, but do not follow the public.
Yeah, don't go to the Lone Tree chairlift. Nobody gets to ride a chairlift during this race. You're traversing again. That green line shows that green line shows the traverse over to what's called Comet. You're actually in these trees just above the green line a little bit, but the green line is pretty accurate. But just know that you're not going to be on the road. You're not going to be going against traffic. That's why we have you a little bit just above that green line, and then that yellow line is the kind of that's the line you're going to be boot packing up all the way up back to the top of Challenger. And that's an area I would like to highlight, is that there's a little bit of congestion there at when you're heading up that yellow line. It's going to bring you to the top of 2 chairlifts. There's a bunch of folks going to be offloading the lift, and a bunch of folks hiking out that same yellow line that you guys will be going up. But it shouldn't be an issue. Folks are more than happy to let you pass. So just keep in mind there'll be a lot of folks there, but just plow on through, follow the traffic, and follow the flags back out the headwaters ridge.
And we got everyone standing together still, or are we doing the split here?
The green line, yellow line intersection there is where the pronghorn and the Shedhorn part and go their separate ways. The green line, the pronghorn folks it's all downhill with a slight skate to the finish line. So for
the pronghorn also is we flag it blue from here on out. So at this intersection here, where it does go from green to yellow, there is a moment where it goes to blue flagging. So you're following blue flagging to the finish area. So if you were counting, you've got everyone's done 2 boot packs so far. You're on your 3rd ascent. And that after that 3rd ascent is where those pronghorn folks can rip your skins and start to head on down to the base area. Everyone else will continue climbing the ridge here.
And we'll have someone there staffed, letting folks know so there's no confusion. So just to reiterate, up until this point, you're following traditional Skimo flagging colors. This is the only point in the race where you're going to see blue flags, and the blue flags only apply to the pronghorn contestants, in which case it'll be all downhill to the base area. There's that's that congested area I was talking about where those individuals are. That's the top of the Challenger lift and the top of the Headwaters lift. But again, people getting off both of those lifts are heading up that ridge, so you're going to be with traffic, and it shouldn't be an issue. There you go. You've done your third. This is the 3rd ascent. Once you get to that low point, the little saddle, the top of the chute called Parachute, it is labeled up there. So once you get there, you'll be heading down following red flagging behind the tram base into a feature known behind the tram base known as Never Sweat. But it's just a natural feature that drains back into that large below the east ridge of Lone Mountain. It's the bowl you climbed up on your first ascent. It's below that ridge. So and going down through the bowl.
And the pronghorn folks, they'll be kind of working their way around here, and they'll actually be taking one of these runs down to the base area right here. You can kind of see the base area where the cursor is right here, right now. So they'll be kind of looping around from the backside. Here's another view of that. So where the cursor is, top on the right side of the screen, coming down, out of view, kind of coming into view on that line there.
Yeah, keep your speed. You'll gain some time during that.
So once again, you come up that ridge, coming along, and then gaining speed, and you're looping around here to catch that road. There's a lot of people, right here that are coming around, skiing down. So just high traffic area as you're working your way around here.
And we'll have some race personnel there as well to help get your attention as to where to go. But that road right there, that's a green run. That's the first green run coming off the main lift. So that's just a high traffic area, and please look out for those folks. But we have someone staffed there. It's never been an issue. You're on it from where that cursor is now and where that red line is. You're on a cat track, wrapping around back to some southern exposure, all the way down till you get to that green where you'll ascend a road. Again, this is a cat track. Shouldn't be too high traffic of folks, the skiing public. It's a pretty flat road. And then once you get to the Shedhorn Grill, you're going to rip skins back to red, heading down another groom's run, and you'll take that all the way to the bottom of a chairlift. So from the Shedhorn Grill, it's a yurt, to the bottom of a chairlift. That's you're skiing a road all the way down. The bottom of that chairlift can be busy at times, but again, not a problem. You'll be skinning up from there all the way out to the southwest ridge of Lone Mountain. And that ridge right there, just keep in mind, heavily corniced, a lot of wind lips. So we flag it for, it's mostly skinning. There could be some boot packing in there. Again, race time decision. And it'll be obvious when you get there, and you're taking that all the way to the summit. And I just want to reiterate at this point, don't go past any of the flagging. There's an area once you leave the tree line, and partially in the tree line, where there's pretty heavily corniced, and don't try to gain ground by going past those flags, because that cornice can get pretty big. So follow the flagging, and there's some areas where it can get pretty polished. So if you need to switch to a boot pack, because the wind or whatever polished it, so that'll be, again, race time decision.
At this point, you shouldn't be encountering any downhill traffic, so you're kind of on your own mission here.
Yeah, once you start skinning up, you're gonna go through a gate eventually, and that's permanently closed area. So for the most part, you're gonna be on your own. Then eventually you'll be just on a ridge line. You might encounter some people here and there, but there is a part where it's permanently closed. It's just opened for you select individuals who decide to enter this race. It's a great place. One of my favorite places on the mountain.
So here's that ridge line again, coming out of view, into view on the ridge. Once again, on the ridge again. This is another view of that on that ridge where I have the dotted right here, kind of where the cursor is. That's kind of where it usually is. Noah said kind of gets polished, that zone.
Especially right there. Yep.
And then this year, because of so much snow, we got a little surprise.
Yeah, so either just depending on race day, whatever, we always try to choose the best skiing terrain for the race, and we mark it that morning to see what we just wait till the morning of, and we get ahead of you guys and mark it. So you'll either the best choice is going to be pretty much fall line from the summit, the solid red line, and then you're going to actually ski the lift line to the road to the finish line. So um, that'll be pretty fun. You can do a bunch of tricks and show off your skills to folks on the chairlift. Um, However, if for some reason that terrain is not viable or not open due to whatever conditions, we're going to come down the run that we've typically um, come down, which is called Liberty Bowl. And again, well marked. And if we end up doing the the B dotted line there, you will again go past the Shedhorn Grill. So just remember, if you already went past the grill once, the second time you go past it, you're going to the finish line. Don't, unless you really want to, don't go the other way and have to climb the 2,600-foot climb again. So again, just do it once, unless you want to do it twice. That's great. So you'll be going by the Shedhorn Grill a second time, and that is going to be once you get to the summit the second time, it's downhill to the finish line. A little bit of skating on the road, but once you hit the grill, it's a road all the way to the baseline, a cat track. So if you get off that cat track, you've gone the wrong way.
So once again, there's that line down there, and making your way around the Shedhorn Grill on the cat track, tucking to your finish area. Once again, I will send out a course map for this year's race as well in an email, and this will be sent out for all racers and for those curious. But once again, this is the 8th year of the Shedhorn race. It would not be possible without the efforts of Big Sky Ski Patrol and all the time and energy and months of playing that they put into it. It's not without them, it would not happen. So thanks to them, and make sure you say hello and be super appreciative to them as you're on course racing, because they put their heart and soul and sweat into this race. And that's pretty much it for the Shedhorn 2023. Anything else to add, Noah?
Nope. Just if you have any questions, just email shedhornskimo@gmail.com. I'm happy to answer any questions, and excited to see you out there. And thanks, Joe, for all your help. Wouldn't be possible without you, that's for sure. So, yeah, that's all I got.
Well, we'll be drinking whiskey Saturday afternoon. Excited for it. Talk to you soon.